Hello and welcome to Crafting Some Ambience. It's lovely to see you here. Disclaimer: please cook, bake, craft, create, use tools or equipment etc. in accordance to manufacturer's instructions and with appropriate safety measures or protective equipment. My way may not always be the best way, so double check on safety before proceeding. This video is a vlog rather than a tutorial. No health advice will be given. Always consult fully qualified medical professionals. Stay safe, stay kind, and have fun creating. Thank you very much. Products shown on Crafting Some Ambience. At the time of uploading this content, I have had no products or services given to me as sponsorship to promote or to review. I either buy things myself under my real name without mentioning this channel, or a family member might have given me a birthday or Christmas gift. All views given are based on my experience at the time of purchase or using the item or service. Sometimes unforeseen circumstances happen during manufacture, packaging or delivery that may differ from my experience, which I feel empathy to you for, but I cannot be held responsible for. Thank you. Stay kind, stay safe, and enjoy crafting. Today we are going to be making some miniatures from a miniaturist called Jane Harrop Miniatures. I will put her details up at the end of the video. I ordered them myself under my personal name. I paid for everything myself. I have pre-painted the pieces because I might bore you by showing me painting as well. Literally watching paint dry. So some things are painted for projects that are going to come up in the future, and the other kit is a 1/48 scale kit. I've never tried something that small before, so wish me luck. And that will be a Christmas market stall, so we shall see how that goes. I am also making the library step ladders, but they're going to go into projects that aren't libraries because that's sensible. I have normal basic wood glue. It's the cheap stuff. I bought it from a place called Sturmat in North Wales. It's a bit like Home Bargains or The Range or B&M's. But I know for a fact that places like Chandler's DIY will sell it, B&Q, anywhere like that. I have just your usual little cocktail sticks. I've got tweezers for the 1/48 scale kit because I think I might need them. Not the steadiest of hands when I'm on camera because I am still a bit nervous because it is early days. I hope everyone is keeping well. There is due to be a snowstorm with us up here in the northwest of the UK this afternoon, so I hope everybody stays safe and warm and well looked after. And thank you for joining me today. My name is Kerry. I'm a beginner miniaturist, and I just thought that I might share some of my crafty exploits with yourselves. On the channel I'm also going to do some arts and crafts that aren't miniatures as well, so it gives everybody something to see. So I'm going to start by one, making sure that the front legs are lined so that they mirror each other. Get my glue on the side of each of the steps, trying to be generous but not silly with the amount, and I'm already shaking, so that's fun. There we go. Come on, Kerry. And here's another. Oop. Let's just, tell you what, I'll get a clean cocktail stick to get rid of the excess, because it's, otherwise it's putting more glue on there. Okie dokie. Now let's put some more here and here, and let's line these up nice and carefully so that they slot into the correct holes. Hey, we have a ladder of sorts. We are now going to have a look at the back legs. Let's see how these are going to line up. Yep. Some more trusty glue. And I'm just using the guidelines on this cutting mat to line up that they will meet. They will meet the floor of my future project in the correct place. And then we are going to put the side supports between the back legs and the front across the middle. It really was easy ordering from Jane Harrop as well. She really was fabulously good with customer care and things like that, because it was late November when I ordered, and she got it to me very swiftly. It was in time for me to have it as one of my Christmas presents, and it was packaged really safely. It came with my usual postman, who I adore and is fabulous. He's probably never gonna know that I've made this video. However, thank you very much, postman. I don't know your name. However, you are brilliant and you deliver me lots of parcels, and therefore you put up with all my antics. I do think he's fabulous. I'm just again adjusting the legs using the mat as a guide and gluing that extra support. Let's have a look at these. They fit all right. Let's see. I'm now going to put the back steps in. A little bit of glue on either side. And let's slide these in. Oops. This is not an issue with the kit, this is an issue with the person building the kit. Oops. See, because I haven't let the glue dry. So we shall let that glue begin drying once I rearrange it. and be sensible. And we shall let that dry for a while and we can begin on the next one. So we have a red and a purple set of the same steps. Glue on the side, pop it in the hole. Sometimes when you painted them, they do swell a little bit, so just be aware that you might need to sand them down a little bit, because this was a nice snug fit to get this in. But the purple paint was a lot waterier than the red paint, so I presume that is the reason why. Again, I'm not an expert, I'm learning, I'm quite chaotic. So yeah, we're just having fun, crafting along. If my errors teach anybody anything, no better. And other than that, it's just a nice relaxing crafty time where we can all chill out from whatever's going on in the world and have a little breather. So we have a second set of steps. And we shall begin again with lining up the back step. So we want to make sure that the two pieces are lined up with the same line on the cutting mat, and glue that on. Get our little support. I think as well I rushed ahead with that gluing because at the moment the nerves and therefore the adrenaline and the cortisol are just a little high. But as we get me more used to and more confident filming, I will improve. However, we still are at the stage where every day is a school day, and that's not a bad thing. Oops, I've lined it up the wrong way. Very clever. Here we go. Et voila. And the side support. Now the projects these are going into have the colour scheme of red or purple, hence why I've gone for red or purple. For these steps, let's gently move that across. Let's see how this is doing. Let's adjust that a little bit because it's not quite in the right place. Right, to be stood exactly where I want it. Fab. Oh, and they've stood up lovely. So I'll let them dry a little bit as well. So let's have a go at the Christmas market stall. So I have the back wall, the exterior is brown wood and the inside is Christmassy red. There are shelves to put up in the back. I think these are they. Now, we have the teeniest, tiniest shelf brackets I've ever seen. So we're going to be as delicate as we can. And drop them. I'm going to put glue on 2 of them. Get my tweezers. Oops. I think these are alive. Ooh, come on. That's it. You know, before the glue dries would be nice. Again, this is not an issue with the kits. This is an issue with the crafter. Definitely an issue with the crafter. And I'm sure there are people who know me watching this video going, yes, there's lots of issues with this crafter. Right, glue on 2. Don't flip over onto the mat. Ah, come on. And now tweezers. Ooh. Ooh. Hey up, we got a little bit better that time. We are improving. Only just, but still. Ooh. What was I saying about improving? Not very. Here we go. Come on, turn round. Excuse me. And then we are going to a little spot on the shelves. Because I figured it was going to be less of an issue to try and stick them on first before I start trying to stick the shelf in on here. So let's make sure that the brackets are also facing the right way. So that I don't have wonky triangles rather than shelf brackets. Come on, here we go. Like so. And like so. That just went a little bit off kilter. Let's see. And now glue on the brackets and across the back. Trying to be as delicate as I'm able, but I'm not exactly graceful and elegant, I will admit that. And there's no guidelines to fit the shelves, so I'm going to put them in as I see fit. Slowly rub this glue across because I don't want a deluge. Very much eyeballing where I'm putting as opposed to measuring. And I've just positioned them rather than all in one straight line. I've gone either side. They are the roof pieces. That is the base. Is it? That is the front. This is one of the sides, and we need to put the door frame into the side according to the instructions. I say instructions intentionally because, you know, it is me doing this after all. Right, so they said top first, and then side pieces, and I've gone for green for the door frame. For red and green for Christmas. There we go. Inside the front we will need the counter, and again I think I'm better fitting this in first. These are the supports. Everything as well came very well displayed when you're looking at the kit and the instructions together. The way that the kit comes flat packed is very neat and very helpful, and it makes it obvious which piece is being referred to in the instructions, which is great because the more help I get, the better. I am a very visual learner. I am autistic and I have OCD, and I like things to be as clear as they possibly can, just to help me with processing and understanding, because as we all know, mistakes do happen, you know, and it's always good to be able to check out where you need some extra help. So I'm just putting the base on. and I've forgot that there are little supports on the base, so I'm actually going to take it off before the glue dries, and I'm going to put these on first instead of being a silly Billy. Because I'm doing the talking and not the thinking. I do promise, if you bear with me, I will get less silly. However, you know, it does give people hope, because, you know, if this silly Billy can do it, everybody can do it. You know, and we've all got to learn. And I think one of the things I did think as I was going to start YouTube was the reality of it, and not, you know, the, oh look, I did this perfectly, marvellously first time. You know, the human struggles and learning curves, and the way you learn from your mistakes and things as you go along. Because I think that is an important part of learning. Right, I shan't glue that side on yet because it involves putting the door in. Let's line the roof up here. So the roof is meant to be removed, so at the end I won't be sticking it onto the top, and it does show in the instructions how that is super handy for lighting inside, and Jane Harrop actually gives you a miniaturist called Jennifer Smith to get a tiny little bead LED light and demonstrates in the instructions even how to put that in, and where they put the battery pack and things. And I think at beginner level that is so super helpful. I mean, there really isn't a thing as too much information with learning a craft, is there? You know, the more you can be taught, the better you're going to be, you know. She says as she chucks glue everywhere and causes a calamity, but, you know, the only way is up. And just putting the little pieces to neaten up this end onto the roof to zhuzh it up a little bit. Oops. Come on. There we go. I shall let that dry a little bit more before I put the supports and the other accoutrement onto it. Let's have a look at these steps. So, I'm going to bob the glue on either end. These are the back steps. Let's see where they fit, because I might have made it a bit of a tight squeeze, but I'd rather that than it falling to pieces. And that is another thing when you buy a kit, you know, your level of crafting, your understanding, etc. You know, it's not always gonna go exactly to plan. So if you do have to change something, then absolutely change it, because as long as it isn't integral to something falling over or something, you know, it is your crafting, nobody else's, you know. And it took me a while to learn that, because I do think quite rigidly, and I do often have a, you wouldn't believe, a perfectionist tendency when you've seen the chaos of this. However, yes, I do. And then we put the handle for when people are climbing up the ladder, they can handhold on there. And that is one set of step ladders completed. Here we go with the purple ones. It'll be fun seeing when we get to use these in the future projects, because then people will go, oh, that's what you were doing. So I'll make sure that I point that out. And I definitely will try different scales. There was a lovely lady who commented on the dollhouse tour video who asked about 1/6 scale, which after 1/48 I'm all here for, because it's bigger and easier to hold. So thank you so much for your kindness and for your curiosity and asking. Can't wait to see you around on YouTube as we go on. And that's 2 sets of step ladders done. And I haven't even had to pause and go back to the instructions, which I've put out of view. We're currently in my kitchen. It's a very grey and gloomy day, so the lighting is the light over my dining room table. Very professional. And we are just having a little craft and a little chat. And the more we get to know each other, the better. It's going to be a lovely community from the looks of things. Lots of very kind people being very kind to me. And if there is anything that I can make that will interest you, please let me know in the comments, because like that lady, she asked for 1/6 scale and my cogs are already turning. So I will think of something. and I do a lot of seasonal things for my miniatures, so I put those in the wrong place. So I will be doing things for my main house and for my future projects, which I currently have ready to start. A few of those are seasonal. One a bit more spooky season, and another the festive period, or as a lot of our friends might say, the holiday season. I'm sorry, I am very, very English. So I will, and as well, I'm in my 40s, so I'm very kind of used to saying things in a certain way. I will endeavour to explain anything, and if anybody hears me say something and they think, what on earth is she on about, just ask. I absolutely don't mind, because I know that my particular northern accent is quite a bit to get used to. I know that in our area there's a lot of variation for accents and what have you. So it'll also be very interesting to hear where everybody is watching from, because that will just amaze me. If people are watching from all over the world, that is super cool. I've got the sides on. We're winning. I was actually quite scared of building the little teeny tiny 1/48 scale one, because you know I'm still very much in the beginnings of my miniature making. So, and with being on the telly, so to speak, didn't want to make a complete ape out of myself. Some glue on the roofing tarmac, roofing felt, possibly, like on your shed roofs. Not sure what people would call that around the world. I'm so pleased with this. It probably sounds very silly, but I'm really pleased. And in my little parcel, I hadn't bought these gorgeous little trees, and she put little Christmas trees in, which I think are fabulous, and I've lost them. There you go. And I thought these would look brilliant in the counter. And then this lovely little spare one I will come up with another idea with, but I just thought that, you know, it also fills the counter a little bit, doesn't it, you know. And I think with how calamitous I've been so far, I'm going to let this glue dry and come back and do hinges. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh no. However, we have two functional sets of steps and a market stall that hasn't fallen down yet. So that is a result, in my view. Thank you so much for spending time with me. It is a bit of a long video, but I haven't got used to time-lapsing and editing things out and things like that. Each video will definitely teach me something. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Have a lovely day, have a lovely week, stay safe in the rotten January weather, and take care. Bye bye.